So, with all that being said, let's kick off the show. And before we get to the NBA, let's quickly go over some NFL stories from last night. So, here we go. The first big one here, we get, and I don't know, this is good. I would not have this man on my team at all, but it's what the Chiefs are doing. The Chiefs are hiring Matt Nagy for their senior assistant / quarterbacks coach. Now, he was the Chiefs' quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, and then he was the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator in his final year there in 2017. But from 2013 to 2017, Matt Nagy was with the Chiefs as kind of their quarterbacks coach, and then that's when, he got the head coach for the Chicago Bears and never did anything good, got worse every single year in Chicago. So not great by Matt Nagy. We know the man is definitely not a head coach, and when you're looking at kind of just the Chiefs overall, Matt Nagy left in 2017. Patrick Mahomes came in 2018, and that's when everything really changed for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been, ever since Patrick Mahomes has gotten into the NFL starting for this Chiefs team, Patrick Mahomes has made it to the conference championship at minimum. He's gotten to the conference championship year one, lost it to the Patriots. Then he won the Super Bowl the following year. Then he lost the Super Bowl the following year after that. And then just this season, once again, get to the AFC championship game, but just can't win it. So, no Matt Nagy, and this Chiefs team has big-time success. With Matt Nagy and Alex Smith, with Andy Reid, they only win one playoff game. I mean, come on. Do y'all see what Matt Nagy's going to do to this Chiefs team? He's going to ruin it. He ruined the Chicago Bears. He ruined Mitch Trubisky. He ruined Justin Fields already. He held Andy Dalton. Well, Andy Dalton wasn't good. Andy Dalton was trying to have kind of his resurgence. Hey, let me try to go out with a bang here. And Matt Nagy couldn't really compliment that. And then made Nick Foles a third string quarterback. Usually we know Nick Foles as kind of like a second string quarterback, but the way that Matt Nagy was using Nick Foles, he was a third string, looked like a third stringer out there. So Matt Nagy, every single quarterback that he touches just instantly turns to garbage. Now, we know Patrick Mahomes is fantastic, but we get Matt Nagy in his ear now. That's not good. Luckily for the Chiefs, they brought back Eric Bieniemy, because if you got rid of Eric Bieniemy and then brought in Matt Nagy, I don't think we like this Chiefs team at all going into next year, especially with all the great talent in the AFC, the Chargers, the Bengals, the Bills, and potentially the Ravens, potentially the Dolphins. So there's a ton, and look at the Raiders now. I mean, the Raiders are supposed to be pretty solid. They got, Josh McDaniels, so that should be good at minimum. So there's so much talent here in the AFC, and now you bring in Matt Nagy. I know he's got history, but he literally did nothing with this Chiefs team. They had Alex Smith, and they were always solid, but they only won one playoff game. Come on, we know this Chiefs team is not after regular season accolades or just a first round, playoff game. They have Super Bowl aspirations as long as they have Patrick Mahomes on that team. It is Super Bowl or bust every single year for the Chiefs, where Matt Nagy has no idea what a Super Bowl is, folks. I don't even think he's allowed to watch the Super Bowl. That's how bad of a coach he is. I think the NFL is like, hey, you can't even watch the Super Bowl. You shouldn't even know what the Super Bowl is, because you will never get to experience that as a coach. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of what we saw with Matt Nagy with the Bears. This man is just nothing special, nothing great, but he'll be like Adam Gase, most likely, where, he's working with Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes is just so gosh dang great, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time already, and then Matt Nagy kind of, piggybacks off that accomplishment, exactly like Adam Gase did with Peyton Manning. So I don't love it, but I guess you just needed a body. I don't think Matt Nagy is really going to have that much influence overall on this Chiefs team, but he will get the credit for their success. So let's all relax on Matt Nagy 3, 4, 5 years down the line, where the Chiefs are, continuing doing their thing, winning throughout the regular season, getting to at least kind of the divisional championship rounds every single season, potentially a Super Bowl here and there, and then Matt Nagy is going to get all that accolades and all that kind of credit for it, and then we get him at another head coaching spot that he flounders in. So let's just kind of remember what Matt Nagy is, folks. He's not that great of a head coach. He's an okay coach overall, okay? Nothing special, and hopefully he does not hinder this Chiefs team. And literally the biggest thing for the Chiefs this season was keeping Eric Bieniemy. We know that he was Obviously, a potential head coaching candidate. We said yesterday on the show they are officially bringing him back as their offensive coordinator. But now having Matt Nagy in his ear, does he kind of, ruin Eric Bieniemy? Does he ruin Patrick Mahomes? So if anything looks a miss next season with this Chiefs team, we know it's Matt Nagy. He's going to have his fingerprints all over it. So Matt Nagy to the Chiefs, back to the Chiefs. Alrighty, we'll see how that works out. Wasn't that good the first time around. Got some wins in the regular season, but the Chiefs have moved past that. Matt Nagy would still be happy about wins in the regular season coming from Chicago. He'd be like, all right, 10-win season. That was a great year. And Patrick Mahomes is looking at him like, are you out of your mind? Who is this dude? Who's the guy smoking crack in the corner? What's his name, Matt Nagy? I've never heard of him. He was here before I got here? Oh. Actually, I think Patrick Mahomes was on the bench Matt Nagy's last year with the Chiefs. So I think they know each other a little bit. So he's like, this guy's back? Y'all brought this guy back? He's celebrating a 10-win season. He think that's good. We're not even in the playoffs, and this man's celebrating. The man is smoking crack in the corner. Would y'all look at this man? He's smoking crack in the corner. Celebrating a 10. He's got a party hat. He's got party favors, folks. His man's celebrating a 10-win team. Does this man not know that we just got the back-to-back Super Bowls? 10 wins, this man's celebrating? So, we'll see, folks. Hopefully Matt Nagy doesn't ruin this Chiefs team. I don't think he can, because we know Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy are that great, and Tyreek Hill is that great. But we'll see what kind of changes, what Matt Nagy brings to this team. But I don't know if I would expect a Chiefs Super Bowl anytime soon, a Super Bowl win anytime soon with Matt Nagy on the team. A little bit of a curse maybe, I don't know. But Matt Nagy to the Chiefs as a senior assistant / quarterbacks coach. You don't need to coach Patrick Mahomes. He's good already. He doesn't need any more coaching. So Matt Nagy, just do the minimum. Do what has already been in place. Listen to Patrick Mahomes. It really should be Patrick Mahomes coaching Matt Nagy. So Matt Nagy, keep those ears open when you're next to Patrick Mahomes, because he could teach you a thing or two, because we saw what you did with Mitch Trubisky, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, Nick Foles. Nothing good. Nothing good at all, really. So there it is, folks. Matt Nagy back in the NFL as the Chiefs senior assistant / quarterbacks coach.